What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing another video. Today I'm bringing you a video on the Powerpuff Girls 2016 TV show. Thing is, last time I did a review, I said it was episode 30. That was only because for some reason I couldn't find episode 30, so 31 was the one that I had available to me. I'm going to make that adjustment, or I'll have already made the adjustment by the time that this is posted. Be aware of that now, just so that you're a little bit more clear as to why things are the way they are. But anyway, this episode is called Halt and Catch Silco. It's a cool episode and has a pretty important concept. Obviously, a lot of times there's a message behind each of these episodes. This one has a pretty good one, and it features a returning character, one that we've seen plenty of times, so it's really not as exciting, but it's still cool. But 31 definitely has a cooler character return. But anyway, this episode focuses on the girls regarding the internet and what to believe and what not to. So what happens is that the girls are, like Blossom creates this cold fusion reactor to power the world, but like the other, like Blossom, Buttercup and Bubbles are like, who cares about that, and they destroy it. And then suddenly they show her this article saying all this artificial stuff that's not true about what's going on, and Blossom doesn't believe it for a second, but the other girls totally do. Thing is that eventually what happens is that, you know, they end up mentioning this article about how hair bows are prone to causing the most injuries, and suddenly Bubbles gets her eye plunged into Blossom's hair bow, and she's like, oh my god, it might be real. And so then she suddenly starts believing it, and apparently they hear this thing that Mojo's been cooking cats. They go to Mojo, they end up seeing him cooking and all that, and he says like, oh, I'm cooking for cats. Thing is that before you can tell them that that's not true, that he's not cooking cats, he ends up being beaten up. And the thing is that at that point, I personally thought he probably was thinking, like, the thing they probably meant was that he's looking for cats. So then what happens is that the girls are like, well, we didn't really help the cats, we just kind of beat up him, so we probably need to go back and rescue them. Suddenly they're being attacked by the townspeople because of articles saying bad things about them, like Blossom doesn't wash her hands, and Bubbles puts hamsters in jail when really she puts them in cages, and she ends up crying because she doesn't understand it, or whatever, or like she feels bad for some reason. And then they say like Buttercup has a toupee, and they're all angry, and they end up having an angry mom attacking and all that stuff. And eventually what happens is that they end up trying to figure out who's the one that's been posting all this stuff. They end up finding out that the person's name is Silco, and through Silco Industries, they end up going to him and trying to stop all the articles from posting. Suddenly all these articles post about Blossom, and then eventually they're fighting computerized programs. Half of them are holograms, some of them are actually like physical embodiments. So they all start attacking, and Silico's angry and says like, I can't forgive you for what you did to me. Eventually they explain exactly what that is, which is that apparently he had no friends as a child, and so the thing is that he ended up creating his own friends, which were robots. Eventually what happens is at one point they ended up attacking a monster in the town. The monster ended up falling over and smashing his house where his friends were, which are the robots. They all got destroyed, and he was left with no friends, so because of that he wants revenge on them. Pretty simple plot. We never really get to see his face, we only get to see the darkened image of him, and we know that he has glasses. At first I actually thought that he was the character from the original show, the guy that had the whole family that turned evil or whatever. Just because of the glasses and because of his body structure. It's not, though. If you remember the original show, there was that family that turned evil and invited them over to the house and everything, and they wanted to kill they wanted to kill them or whatever. It's not that. So eventually he escapes, and the thing is that he's actually a hologram at that point, but he's still there. He's still like watching in that sense. Eventually they destroy the place, and the episode for the most part pretty much ends. It's just like, you know, we'll be seeing him in the future, most likely. They do a lot of those kind of, foreshadowing of bigger events. Could that mean that it will happen this season? Maybe. I don't know. It could also happen in a future season if the show continues. don't know anything yet. Overall, the episode was good. I don't think it was the best episode, but I definitely think that, introducing a character that's going to have a longer lasting plot to him, Silco, is good. I think that that's a nice thing to do, especially if they really can develop him out. Obviously, he's not going to be in every single episode. Following that, also, I forgot to mention, because I was just forgetting this, was that they eventually go back to apologize to Mojo because they ended up finding out that that article was fake, and that was just to pull them in and try to get them there, try to get them to Silco. That Mojo's article was false. The thing was, it was false, and it wasn't even what I said, which is that he was cooking for them. He was cooking for them to get them strong so that he can have his own cat army. The thing is, the cats don't obey, and they basically do their own thing. He gets beaten up again, and the episode more or less so ends. Overall, though, I enjoy this episode. I think that it could have been done a little bit better, but I think that the general concept is good, and it helps with making people understand the internet's not always true, and you can't just always believe what you hear on the internet. But I enjoyed the episode overall. That's about it for me personally. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, of course, and check out the channel. Big time. Again, sorry about that little mistake. Obviously, it will be fixed, and it should be no issue at all. And 32 should come out very soon. And before you know it, we're almost 31 episodes. One more episode, we're already 80% through the season. Could there be multiple? We'll see. But I don't know anything for sure. I enjoyed it again. But I'd love to know your guys' opinions, of course. What was your favorite moment? What was your least favorite moment? Do you like Silco as a character? Do you think he's a cool character? Do you think that he'll have a lasting span of time? Do you think that family that I mentioned would show up? Personally, I doubt it, but it could be cool if they ever decided, oh, let's do a throwback to a character that's a little bit less known, like that family, or even the Collector. Yeah, the Collector, like that character that was in maybe 1 or 2 episodes. One in the pre show, like the Kick-Ass Girls or whatever it was. It was something like that. I don't remember the exact name. And then the other one, and then there was an episode during the actual show. So I'd love to know your guys' opinions again. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe again, and do all the other stuff I said. And that's about it for me, guys. So till then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and goodbye, guys.